Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias DRTSPR. Namaste, Adab. Hello and a warm welcome to BV Subbarao Garu Gurutululu. Why I call him as Gurutululu is an idea comes into his mind, which becomes the idea of the nation. Because we stand for truth, we always say Satyameva Jayate. He is a learned man. He's just not a learned man and experienced. No. He implements the experiences gained through his learning, born out of practical interactions, whether it is America, Africa, he has toured the world and India across. So he implements such ideas. That means in your world, in your language, customization of core issues, right from planning, policy planning to implementation, taking care of the ever changing modern technicalities. So keeping that in mind, and because we have to live in a serene atmosphere, so we say climate change. Why climate change is happening? Why it is becoming so hot? Is this the weather we find in October in Hyderabad or in India, in the world? Why the extremes are happening? That denotes the ever-changing lifestyles and it impacts on human beings. And when it happens with Himalayas, because without Himalayas, just can anyone imagine this part of Asia and India? No. If someone is doing some good work and all of a sudden he turns to be the blue-eyed boy of Modi and Amit Shah, after abrogation of Article 370, you have seen in 2020 and all, the same Sonam Wangchuk goes to Pakistan, Bangladesh. He praises Modi, that Modi is going to save and protect the environment. His videos are there. I am challenging RSS and all those fellows who troll. Kindly go to those videos and check for yourself. Such a gentleman becomes mainstay for BJP to win Hill Council elections there. What the agenda? Simple. 6th schedule, if it is under governance rule and all, assembly will be set up. And the 6th schedule means the earth, the rights of that earth and the cultural identity and all those which go to save and protect that particular area will remain intact. And also, the main demand was statehood also. So these demands were there in the BJP manifesto. Now he wanted them to be implemented. Since 3 years you have seen he has walked from Leh to Delhi, all those many, not just Sonam Wangchuk. Believe me, there are some wonderful people there, young minds, innovative minds, who have made Sonam Wangchuk's life quite comfortable as he is an innovator. When he said thirsty, you have seen that ice thupam. When army in that temperature, when they said we are suffering with this cold and all, you have seen thermal heater tents. Are these not innovations? But such a guy was on fast and some violence happens and he condemns that violence. And how is that? Government was waiting for a chance to book this fellow so that entire India will cave in. Modi and Amit Shah, you are gone if that is the case. You are doing the same mistake what Indira Gandhi has done during emergency, but you are doing it more daily. In the name of Indira Gandhi emergency, Modi and Amit Shah, come, we will discuss. So many amendments, infringement of rights, looting of resources, you are given free, this thing to everyone, Adani and Ambani is to loot and... Is this the way? Is this what Hindutva is all about? Majority is all about? How many majority Hindus got job and how many small and medium scale industries belonging to Hindus are safe and secure? Let us debate. We are not getting into politics here. We are not against anyone. But we discuss the issue as per rule of law, constitution, invoking evidential act. So that is why I am going to show some videos and then we have a PPT. And today's show is going to expose Modi and Amit Shah along with Rahul Gandhi and all political parties. And the parliament will come to know what Leh and Ladakh is all about, because we are going to bear the truth of BV Subbarao Garu visiting Jammu and Kashmir, that we have kept it aside. and Leh Ladakh, and he has interacted with Sonam Wangchuk. What type of soil, what are the conditions there, that we are going to present it as it is. Then the people of India will understand. I'm just showing some videos. First, I'm going to show you what his wife has said.
दोनों दिनों के बीच में आपने कम्युनिकेशन एस्टेब्लिश करने का प्रयास किया, और क्या कोई सक्सेस आपको मिल पाई है बातचीत करने में, कोई लेटर लिखने में, जुडिशियल हेल्प?
बिल्कुल नहीं, सिर्फ एपेक्स बॉडी के एक मेंबर से कॉल आया था कि डीएसपी ने उनको कहा है कि कुछ लोग उनको मिल सकते हैं। तो मैंने कहा मुझे वो चाहिए इन राइटिंग, लेकिन आज तक नहीं आया है। लेकिन उसके बीच ये बहुत कहना जरूरी है कि मुझे एक तो दिल्ली में हर जगह फॉलो किया जा रहा है। मैं जहां भी जाती हूँ मेरे पीछे एक गाड़ी लगाई हुई है। वो कौन है, किसने लगाई है, ये मुझे नहीं पता। और सेकेंडली जो मेरे क्लोज उनको परसेप्शन है कि जो स्टाफ हयाल के मेरे साथ क्लोजली काम करते थे, उनको कस्टडी में डिटेन किया गया है, पुलिस कस्टडी में, और उनके साथ बहुत ही बुरा बर्ताव किया जा रहा है। उनको पीटा जा रहा है, उनको मेंटली और फिजिकली टॉर्चर किया जा रहा है। ये इनके नाम है डॉक्टर सेता नोरबू, जो हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी के वार्डन है, जो एक स्टूडेंट जिसकी तबीयत खराब थी उनको लेके हॉस्पिटल गए, तो वहीं से उनको पकड़ के ले गए। द ओनली रीजन उनको पकड़ के ले जाने का ये है कि वो मेरी गाड़ी लेके गए थे, क्योंकि हमारे कॉमन्स में हम बिलीव करते हैं लास्ट मिनट जो भी गाड़ी मिले, तो वो शायद मेरी गाड़ी में देखा उनको, तो इसलिए उनको पकड़ के ले गए। और जैसे ही मैं दिल्ली आ गई तो जो सीआरपीएफ हयाल के बाहर रखे हुए थे 3 जगह पे 10-10, 15-15 लोग, वो भी डीएस्केलेट कर दिए गए हैं। तो एक तरफ तो सोनम से मिलने नहीं दिया जा रहा, उनकी मेडिसिन देना, उनकी प्रोटेक्शन, उनकी वेलबींग का ना मुझे कुछ पता है ना किसी को कुछ पता है। कोई और भी जोधपुर में जब उनको मिलने गए तो मिलने नहीं दिया। तो एक तरफ से उनको डिटेन किया जा रहा है इतने इनह्यूमन वे से, और सेकेंडली हमारे ऊपर विच हंटिंग और जोर कर दी गई है। जब कुछ पेपर्स में नहीं मिला सीबीआई और आईटी डिपार्टमेंट और वो सबको, तो अभी फिजिकली हमारे स्टाफ को ले जाके उनको फिजिकली और मेंटली टॉर्चर किया जा रहा है, जो बिल्कुल भी सही नहीं है। दिस इज इनह्यूमन, दिस इज अगेंस्ट ह्यूमन राइट्स, कि आप बिना वजह किसी को भी लेके जा रहे हो और फिर उनको आप मेंटली और फिजिकली टॉर्चर कर रहे हो। तो दिस इज द रीजन दैट वी हैड टू मूव सुप्रीम कोर्ट, बिकॉज हर चीज यहाँ पर जो है बिल्कुल इलीगल है और बिना वजह के हमें परेशान करने के लिए किया जा रहा है। और मैंने आज अपने ट्विटर हैंडल में @गीतांजलि आंगमो में ये एक वीडियो भी रिलीज किया है, जो पंकज प्रसून रिपोर्टर थे। फरवरी में जब ये ट्रोलिंग शुरू हुई कि सोनम चाइनीज एजेंट है और डीप स्टेट एजेंट है और पाकिस्तान के ये हैं, तो तभी बहुत सारे न्यूज चैनल्स ने उनको इसके बारे में लिखा था, और ये हमने उनके अगेंस्ट एक डेफेमेशन केस किया था, जो कि वो हार गए थे। और उनका मैंने वीडियो भी आज रिलीज किया है, पंकज प्रसून का, जो वो पब्लिकली अपोलोजाइज कर रहे हैं कि ये राइट विंग नैरेटिव फैलाने वाले लोग हमें ये देते हैं। और जब हमने पूछा कि आप अपना इतने बड़े आदमी पर आप आरोप लगाने के पहले आप क्यों कुछ चेक नहीं करते हो, तो वो कह रहे थे कि चेक करने का टाइम ही नहीं दिया जाता, वो रैट रेस में जर्नलिज्म को है कि पहले कौन बताए। तो मैंने तो ये देखा कि जर्नलिज्म, मीडिया, हर जगह पर ट्रुथ के सर्च जो उनका काम है, कि जो रियलिटी है जो एक आम जनता को नहीं पता उनको वो बताना, वो नहीं करके हम टीआरपी बटोरने के आड़ में, रैट रेस करने के आड़ में हम ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि हम किसी की जिंदगी बर्बाद कर रहे हैं, किसी की लाइफ की पूरे काम के ऊपर हम टार्निश कर रहे हैं उसकी इमेज। तो ये वीडियो बिल्कुल विदाउट मिंसिंग एनी वर्ड्स अपोलोजाइज करते हुए पंकज प्रसून कह रहे हैं कि उनको ये करवाया गया। जो राइट विंग ट्विटर हैंडल्स हैं, सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स हैं, उनको वो भेजा गया और उनको टाइम नहीं दिया गया उसको पब्लिश करने का, और वहां से बस सेंसेशनलाइजेशन शुरू हो जाता है क्योंकि लोगों को ये करना अच्छा लगता है। नो, किसी बुरे को आप अच्छा कहोगे तो उसमें किसी को इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, पर कोई जो आइकन है, कोई सेलिब्रिटी है, कोई जो इंस्पिरेशन है लोगों का, उसके बारे में बुरा कहेंगे तो वो सेंसेशनलाइजेशन लोगों को पसंद आता है और लोग इस पे इसको यूज कर रहे हैं। तो इसमें क्लियरली है कि ये विच हंटिंग जो मैंने आपको पिछले इंटरव्यू में कहा था, जो हमारे साथ 4 साल से शुरू हुआ है, जो कि FCRA लाइसेंस नहीं दिया, फिर UGC हमारा रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं दिया, फिर हमारे PSU फंडिंग, PSU को, सारे PSUs को प्रेशर है हमें फंड ना करे, ये सब तो चल ही रहा था पिछले 3 सालों से। अभी 1 महीने से तो CBI, IT, लैंड वापस ले जाना, ये सब नैरेटिव्स किए गए। उसके पहले 6 महीने पहले चाइनीज एजेंट, ISI एजेंट, ये सब की विच हंटिंग हुई, और अभी तो फिजिकली सोनम को डिटेन कर दिया और हमारे जो स्टाफ है उनको फिजिकली और मेंटली टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं। तो अगर हमारे स्टाफ को वो इतना फिजिकली और मेंटली टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं जस्ट बिकॉज वो सोच रहे हैं कि वो मेरे या सोनम के क्लोज हैं, तो मुझे इस बात का बहुत डर है कि वो सोनम के साथ क्या कर रहे होंगे और क्यों नहीं हमें उनके बारे कुछ बता रहे होंगे। सो आई एम वेरी वेरी वरिड, क्योंकि वो 15 दिन तक उन्होंने खाना नहीं खाया था। आपने उनके लास्ट वीडियोस में देखा होगा, ही वॉज वेरी वीक, और फिर विद इन 2 डेज फास्ट से निकलते ही उनको जेल ले गया, और यहाँ पर हमारे स्टाफ को मेंटली और फिजिकली टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं। तो इफ आई पुट दिस 2 and 2 टुगेदर, तो आई एम वेरी वरिड कि उनके साथ क्या कर रहे होंगे उस जेल में और किस कंडीशन में होंगे, उनकी हेल्थ किस कंडीशन में होगी। उनको, उनके पास ना कपड़े थे ना मेडिसिन थे। हमने एक दिन, हमको कहा गया कि जैसे ही वहां रुकेंगे तभी फ्लाई करके जाएंगे तो हमसे बात कराई जाएगी, लेकिन तब से लेके आज तक 7वां दिन है, आज 1 हफ्ता हो गया है। इवन NSA एक्ट कहता है कि 5 दिन के अंदर अंदर डिटेंशन ऑर्डर देना चाहिए, ओनली एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी कंडीशंस हो तो आप 15 दिन तक दे सकते हो, और इसमें कोई एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी कंडीशन है नहीं। प्लस उन्होंने कहा था कि जैसे उस दिन वो लैंड करेंगे हमको डिटेंशन ऑर्डर भी भेजेंगे और उनसे बात भी करवाएंगे। सो आई वॉन्ट दिस मैसेज टू रीच ईच नुक ऑफ द, पूरे देश भर में फैलना चाहिए कि इंडिया में एक सेलिब्रिटी जो सब पूरा देश जिसके लिए रैली कर रहा है, जिसने ग्रास रूट पे काम किया, अगर उसके साथ ये हो सकता है और उसकी जस्टिस को इतना डिले हो सकता है, और उसको अब जस्टिस, तो एक कॉमन मैन की क्या हश्र है इस कंट्री में? एक कॉमन मैन का क्या रिकोर्स है? वो कहाँ जाएगा? पुलिस के पास जाएगा, मीडिया के पास जाएगा, जस्टिस के पास जाएगा, कहाँ जाएगा अपनी प्रॉब्लम को लेके? क्योंकि किसी को, जो मैंने पिछले 1 हफ्ते में देखा, ये भारत विश्व गुरु तभी बनेगा जब हम सच पे खड़े होंगे। सत्यमेव जयते हमारा वो है, नारा है इस देश का, और हर जगह मैं देख रही हूँ, चाहे वो मीडिया हो, चाहे वो कहीं भी हो, वहां झूठ का सहारा दिया जा रहा है, चाहे वो होम मिनिस्ट्री हो, नैरेटिव बनाने का सहारा लिया जा रहा है। तो सच ही नहीं है अगर इस देश में, तो कहाँ से सत्यमेव जयते होगा और कहाँ से हम विश्व गुरु बनेंगे? मतलब मुझे ताज्जुब है जिस तरह से इसको हैंडल किया जा रहा है और जिस तरह से इसको मिस हैंडल किया जा रहा है, और जिस तरह से ये फॉल्स नैरेटिव बनाए जा रहे हैं, जब क्लियरली एक जर्नलिस्ट ने पब्लिकली अपोलोजाइज किया है और बोला है कि हमें ये प्रेशराइज किया जा रहा था, टाइम नहीं दिया जाता है, कि जब गलत नैरेटिव देके किसी को फंसाया जा रहा है, और जब किसी ने अपोलोजाइज किया है कि ये हमें नैरेटिव जबरदस्ती बनाया गया, और ये सब एविडेंस होते हुए भी आप NSA में 1 हफ्ते तक किसी को रखते हो बिना कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन के, और बिना वजह उस इंसान के इंस्टीट्यूट के स्टाफ को आप ले जा रहे हो, फिजिकली और मेंटली टॉर्चर करते हो, उनको बीटअप करते हो। तो एक कॉमन मैन का क्या है यहाँ पर रिकोर्स इनजस्टिस के अगेंस्ट, या उनके साथ जो अनफेयरनेस हो रहा है उसके अगेंस्ट?
जब हमारे पिछले इंटरव्यू में,
Yeah, this is what is all about. Unfair, and Supreme Court, you have to come out. Terrorists, you are hearing overnight. Mumbai blasts, or you have seen. Supreme Court work sits overnight. But how is that? you are not still intervened in this case, Supreme Court of India. Now the nexus collegium between Sarkar, government and this thing, we said right from UPA to NDA, if this happens, the independency of judiciary, if it is being questioned, people will be on the roads. Are kya hoga NSA? Who are you going? Amit Shah should remember, he was done 30 par by Chidambaram and you came back and again you put him in jail. What will happen now? Entire India is going against you, Mr. Amit Shah and Modi. Is this the way? Is this the way you try to understand? If he has done something wrong, let entire India know. But all those fake videos, last time also we have shown, Leh police and how the IT cell of BJP was trying to, that is not good. Because Satyamev Jayate, the truth has to prevail. One journalist already. So now I am going to show you. This is the... When B.V. Subbarao Garu visited Leh, now he will explain what this place is all about. Such a wonderful place. Why government is trying to keep him behind. They want to usurp all natural resources as they are doing in Chhattisgarh everywhere. Jammu and Kashmir, for Adani's sake, 1400 megawatts of solar power by ruining all this. Sir, which area is this? Subbarao.
Yes. Thank you, Shiv Prasad. Ladakh, Leh area is very unique, environmentally, climate-wise. The valley section appears green, but the thing is, there is no proper soil formation in the entire region. We will see the slides of the hills.
Yep.
You see the gravel, and the same thing is in the valley also. So wherever you have little moisture, you find these things in there. We will move to the PPT.
Yeah. PPT also I'm showing. Let me show this also. Because let people
Okay,
understand how beautiful this place is. So I want your narrative. So these are the hills or mountains which we call. Am I right? Himalayas.
Yes, Himalayan
Range.
mountains. And you see, this area, this region is a cold desert. In India, we only look at Rajasthan as the hot desert and we think that we have only hot deserts. But, it's a life experience. Spending time at the cold desert. This region receives hardly 100 millimeters per annum. No snowfall. And the groundwater table is almost 300 feet below the ground. So it is very fragile, vulnerable, but still people over this place, surviving through their traditional knowledge and the wisdom. That we should appreciate it. We need to understand how people manage their resources, understanding their geoclimatic conditions is wonderful across the country. This is totally different from the eastern Himalayan regions, that is the northeast region. And climate changes. Yes. This year, within one day, the Leh region received 80 millimeters of rainfall. That is something very unusual. And this region, on the name of development, they are constructing roads, widening roads, without stabilizing the slopes. This is one of the buildings in Himalayan Institute of Alternatives, where the buildings have the beautiful, innovative thermal insulating walls. They have just utilized the local knowledge, and I will show the bricks how they manufacture and use it. Next slide, please. You can see that. You can see in this slide, the second left down
Yeah.
is the mud brick, which is blended with the hay, the dry grass, which acts as an insulator. And these blocks are semi-hard. They don't allow the air to move from one area to the other and, heat up the blocks. And the gentleman sitting on the right side down below is Mr. Daniel. He came all the way from Australia and associated with HAA as a volunteer studying the water management practices. And we could go around and see, what best can be done. I had very short time. I could spend only 3 days there. I wish I will have the opportunity to, revisit this area. Really a challenging zone, with such harsh conditions on the borderline, peaceful people. This is really, we should appreciate them and support whatever this is the institute where, we first he started. Next, please.
This is Sonam Wangchuk's Institute, HAIL. Am I right, sir?
This is the HAIL.
Which is
Sonam
right.
Wangchuk is the founder member of the HAIL. You see? So this is the first institute where he started the school. And even now, in these harsh conditions, students coming from different parts of the world, providing them shelter and also guiding them is really a challenging job. It's not that easy. And one thing I say proudly that whatever the government introduced in UGC, the new education policy, the blending of disciplines, how sports science can be developed, how biotechnology can be developed, how cybertronics can be developed. All these are the big challenges. Students have to get understanding of the blending of the sciences, blending of the management. These are the issues. And really, I feel that, not adequate support is extended to this institute. But on the contrary, I appeal to Honorable Prime Minister that why NEP is not adopted with a commitment in all the universities. We need to have a thorough, auditing of this. Still, the prototype education system is going on across the country, and we are not encouraging the institutions which are promoting the, falling in line of the NEP. Next, please. This is the same. You look at the hills particularly, there is no soil formation, everything is a barren thing. And next, please. You can go next.
It's a loose soil, sir.
Very loose soils, and construction site. We'll go to the construction site also.
Yeah. Here I'm trying to enlarge. Here, South Pole, how many kilometers, sir, from here? 130.
And Delhi, 612 kilometers.
This is from Leh. Such beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
This is from CHUK-HAIL, what Sonam Wangchuk was doing, what his wife Geetanjali was trying to speak today, how the staff are being harassed and what they have been doing. This has been captured by B.V. Subbarao Garu on his visit in 2023 in such harsh conditions. See here, the soil formation is not there. How they are surviving using these available resources. What if such resources are removed and the land is made barren, and for solar power to Delhi and all, if you erect, what will happen to these such beautiful minds and resourceful inventions? Yes, sir.
See, mostly this is a young formation and very fragile and tectonically very active. At any given time, if the climate change influences more in this area, I tell you, Rajasthan is facing the floods today, yes or no?
Yes. All of a sudden.
Tomorrow, if the same conditions prevail in Western Himalayas, the Ladakh hills will just wash away.
Very dangerous.
Already Supreme Court has given a word that vanishing Himalayas.
Yeah. But they should now, this show why we are dedicating to Supreme Court is, you are saying vanishing Himalayas, when someone is trying to hold on to such fragile structures as so beautifully presented by my Gurutuluru, B.V. Subbarao Garu, because you will not understand, because he is a scientific man, he is explaining everything in toto, with pictures, with evidences. Now Supreme Court has to understand, when you commented vanishing Himalayas, if he is the Wangchuk and the Leh residents together, if they are holding with different mindsets from the world, studying and holding on to such resources, should that man be arrested and under National Security Act? And how can those CRPF are all fire upon the Leh residents above the abdomen? It's a shame. Yesterday we have seen the former Chief Secretary also commenting when we made this live show. In these skirmishes along the border with China or Pakistan, army is restrained not to use the gun. But how is that they are using the gun here? It's a shame. Supreme Court, I think you have to come out of and then take the facts into consideration.
Yes, sir. Next. Yeah. This is the typical. And you see all these hill slopes. These are all loose boulders. They are widening the roads and dumping the debris just on the slopes without slope stabilization. So anytime under the influence of impact of climate change, if the rainfall goes to 200 millimeters or so, the entire hills will be washed down. And we are creating all such types of things. And where are the hill slope stability techniques? See, you see, only in the valleys. The valleys will, they are threatened, actually, the peaceful life of the valleys. And it is only the groundwater below the 300 feet, 400 feet, how we are going to tackle it. You see, governments are talking of energy, energy, energy. Energy has 1001 alternatives. Okay? But water does not have alternatives. It's only the rainfall. It's only the climate. It's only the local environment. It's only the people's traditional knowledge which can keep man and water relationship. But next slide, you see where the government of India created in this, the second one onto the left, the middle one, they created a typical water harvesting structure like what we do in Anantapur and Kurnool. The whole structure washed away. See, look at the gradient, look at the speed, the water flows here. whatever, it may be a little water. But you look at, there is no even grass growth on the hills. So how do we go about it? So we were discussing on, how best we can improvise and strengthen even Jal Shakti's, initiatives. But Jal Shakti, is it encouraging people's participation? It is all in the valley section where you have a small stream going. So we were discussing on how to, conserve these things and link with, snow stupas. So it's really interesting and challenging to walk in the cold desert area. And here the people, the road widening people and the contractors, this slide. Idi ఒకసారి తీసుకో నేను ఉన్నది పైది శివ ఈ దీనిపై తీసుకోవా నేను నిలబడి ఉన్నా చూడు అది తీసుకో you look at it. They just dump on the slopes. The highway construction, road widening and all. You see, you look at the dump. Is it the way hills are, slope stability is maintained on the hills tracks? I do not know. Earlier, when I was doing my studies in Roorkee, we were told that we have a special national level Himalayan slope stability organization. I have not seen anything. I was also told that, they used to have cameras on the highways so that, they monitor any slippage on the hills, slopes. But today I have not seen anything. And the people, the Megha constructions, I'm sorry to name it, he constructs Kaleshwaram, he constructs toilets, he constructs sanitation, and he is also there in Ladakh, Silkara tunnel. What is the, skill? We are talking of the skill. Why, Prime Minister himself, emphasizes on the skills. Are we judging the skills and capacities of the organizations which are stepping into Himalayas to take up such works? You are only looking into their bank balances and other things. Even those bank, money, what they are showing is all public money, not their money. Please go to the snow stupas, sir, next. Yeah. On one side, the snow stupa, on the other side, the tents, temperature regulated tents, which Dr. Sonam designed for the army people, where they can comfortably live in the harsh conditions of Kargil and above. The areas which you have seen of this construction and the water is at the height of 16,000 feet.
My God.
You can once again take to that slide actually. That is 16,000 feet height, just 8,000 feet below the, maximum height.
Is this the one?
This is the Leh center where the most popular silk, Pashmina, they sell it with pride. So it is most important, the institutions which are promoting national education policies, blending of educations, putting education into the practice, and motivating the youngsters to come and work. Does any university, motivating the youngsters to come and work in the projects? No. What happened to the NSS? No, I don't see any active NSS groups across the country. And what kind of an education system we are developing? This is the blending of those things. And we need to look into many more things and look the scientific temperament. Actually, we thought of organizing this on the 2nd October, where I strongly believe that Gandhi is an applied scientist to the core. He was the man who promoted social preventive medicine and all other things, technologies, cottage industries. And I wish, we need to, not the big industries from Bombay, Calcutta, and Delhi, they go and ruin the lives of the border area people. We have to think of the local traditional practices and their livelihoods, how we promote this, how we integrate things. We have to gain this trust and confidence of the people. It is not that, I think there is some communication, what I feel. I request through this channel, the Honorable Prime Minister should set aside all those petty issues and think of, participatory approaches and build the border areas like strong forts against our enemies. It is not that, we just come out with slogans and do it. It is important to gain the confidence of the people, build their trust. We need to provide active education, motivate them, and promote self-supporting income generation activities there. It is not that we just, isolate them. The Western Himalayas are different from Eastern Himalayas. But the thing is, whether it is West or East Himalayas, even the Wayanad is washed out. And it can happen in Vikarabad hills of Hyderabad also, sooner or later. So there is something wrong with our technological approaches. The policy makers should be more close to the people than to the power people. So I request Honorable Prime Minister and his team member to, it is, people should come, youngsters, they are